Do you wanna? No, you wanna. Okay.
So if you all raise your right hand. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read it myself. But here at the beginning where it's turn for you to state your name, I'm gonna quote you each like that and you each state your name separately, okay? Just to keep it simple. I
Dina Smith,
Kevin Kunchik.
Mary Lou Thurland,
Tracy Heffley.
do solemnly swear that I will not directly or indirectly pay, offer, or promise to pay, contributed, or promise to contribute any money or thing of value, or promise any public office or employment to the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected, or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be. So help me God. Under penalties of perjury, I declare that I have read the foregoing statement and that the facts stated therein are true.
yes.
Okay, y'all can go ahead and sign the top one. So the first two are the same.
Sign them both or just the top?
Sign them both. One's for you and one's for me. Next, we're gonna do your actual oath of office. Okay, and again, raise your right hand. I
Dina Smith,
Kevin Kunchik.
Mary Lou Thurland,
Tracy Heffley.
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of Recreation and Parks Board Member for the city of Port Lavaca, the state of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, so help me God. Okay, go ahead and sign. One of each and I will put it. One of each. Sir. So it isn't either.
Constituting a quorum, I'd like to call the meeting of the Recreation and the Parks Board for the city of Port Lavaca to order. The first item we have on the agenda is general discussion and hear statements from citizens. First thing I'd like to do is have, I hate to refer to people as new members, but that's what you are at the moment. Go around and give us your name and a couple of sentences about how you're connected to Port Lavaca and something, whatever you want to say about yourself. So we'll start over here with Tracy.
Okay, yeah, I'm Tracy Heffley. Wife and I've been here. My wife was born and raised here. And then I came here in 76 and I've loved it ever since. So I'm retired and looking for something else to do. So here I am.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Mary Lou.
I'm Mary Lou Thurland. I've lived here all my life and I retired from the city of Port Lavaca 3.5 years.
Tina.
I'm Dina Smith. I came here in 92. My husband was born here and raised in Olivia. I'm a retired teacher. I taught at Travis for 21 years. I have 7 children and 8 grandchildren, so parks are kind of a thing in my world. I'm glad to be here.
You're a brave person to be a middle school teacher.
Exactly.
It's joy.
Kevin.
Kevin Kunchik. I moved here in 2017, right after Harvey. I've been fishing here since I was about 6 years old. Been coming here for a long time, 27 years, been coming down here. My mom started a business in 2003, Coastal Nail and Tool. I'm in the process of taking it over.
That's where I see you. God, I
Yes.
knew I'd see something.
What business was that?
Coastal Nail and Tool.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And she's, I love my mom too. I just figured I'd better start embedding myself in the community if I wanted to continue to grow what she started and continue to be prosperous in it. Spent 4 years in the Marines prior to here.
Where are you from?
Gonzales,
Oh,
originally from Gonzales. I've got two kids that are in the school. Oh, one's in the school system, one goes to daycare. So I guess Parks is along the lines of same you. But yep,
figure out what I knew you.
I'm incognito.
Probably go in.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, you qualify for, having a couple of kids that are probably at the age where they might enjoy a park, right?
Yes, I have one that's 6 and one that's soon to be 4 next month.
Right.
So they always want to go to one of them.
Thank you for your service and
Yes, ma'am.
congratulations to all y'all.
Thank you.
We don't bite. And I'm Olga Zala, chairman of the park. I thought we'd introduce ourselves.
I'm Mac Sistrunk and I'm the chairman of the board. I've been on the board for something near 20 years. I don't know exactly how long.
Yeah, I have to go back.
One of these days, I'm gonna figure it out. Bill?
I'm Bill Reagan. I've been here 2.5, almost 3 years on the board.
Board. All righty.
Mark,
And Mark,
Yes.
Oh,
I started it.
I've been on the board 3 years. Tracy and I, class of 78 Calhoun, so. I know Tracy.
5-year reunion this year.
Oh, shoot, really?
Wow.
Uh-oh, that's how.
I only see Kevin 2 or 3 times a month, but I couldn't. Never knew your name, Kevin.
Try to hide something.
Yeah, I know. I really like most places.
You probably work with my wife a lot, Tanya French.
She does a lot of our advertising and we talk to her regularly on newspaper.
Right. Okay,
How about Dwayne? They don't know Dwayne.
oh, Wayne, you want to introduce
Yeah.
yourself?
Wayne Schaefer, I'm the Director of Public Works. Like a couple of you, I'm a transport here in Port Lavaca, but my life is born and raised here. It's my second stint with the city. I came in 2010, worked at the wastewater plant for 3.5 years, left, and then came back in 2018, took over as the Director of Public Works. So
There's Rachel.
Hi, Rachel Garza. I'm Jody Weaver's assistant and then I also do HR and I'm just helping out today.
We are going to be missing one more board member. He'll be here next time, Nicholas Laurie, but y'all will meet him at the
What's his name? Nicholas Laurie?
Laurie.
What's that, sir?
Lowry. Maybe, I might be pronouncing it wrong. But yes.
Lowry. I think it's how-
Laurie.
Larry is what I was gonna say. At least that's the name of the street is Larry Street.
Maybe so, yes.
all righty. At this point, I'd like to just announce that the next Parks Board meeting will be Wednesday, September the 20th, same time and place. So if you would, go ahead and mark your calendars for that. The other thing that I would like to raise at this point is one of the things that we have as Parks Board members is parks assignments that we don't really have any active function other than keep putting our eyes on the parks on a regular basis and reporting things that we may see that the city employees may in their daily about their business may not notice that we would maybe notice because we don't see it every day. So right now, a couple of us have more than one assignment of parks. For example, right now, I kind of look at Bayfront and Claret Crossing, which is over kind of behind the nursing home area in Olive, near the water tower that's over there. And I think you have 2 parks right now.
But I was wondering if you could wait on this back until Nicholas is the board, so he'll also be aware.
Okay, I get that. That's possible. We could do that but nothing's going to guarantee that everybody's going to be here next time either.
Well, that's true too.
So, but the thing is that,
I
Olga
do
has
have
two, and
David
then
has two.
one of our former members had, Baybauer Sterling Park in the downtown area. So I'm just wondering, is this something we can do under the auspices of general?
Well, I was gonna say, we could also wait for a review, update of the.
Either place,
We can do it at that.
we can
at that
reassign
time.
at that point.
So we just, if you want a motion or, or just as fine, and we could do it on that agenda.
That's fine. We'll do that then. I just wanted to bring it up here to see if where we could do that. And so you guys be thinking about it. I know in my case, it would be convenient for somebody to take Claret Park, which is a small pocket park.
Is that the one right there by the nursing?
By the nursing home.
I can take that one. I live in Brook Hollow.
Okay,
Can I do that?
we'll do that when we come to the actual board reports, okay? And just be thinking about it. Which one would you like to give up so they can be thinking about that?
Either one of y'all live in Brook Hollow Estates,
Butterfly Park in Brook Hollow
Butterfly Park.
Estates is available.
Butterfly Park.
Is that pocket park there by the?
So we have Butterfly, Claret, and we will have Baybauer Sterling. So those are the three parks that'll be.
He's also got,
I got two. I have Lighthouse. I'd like to give a,
Okay, Lighthouse.
I was just gonna tell her since she lives by
And-
Brook Hollow Estates, there's also the Lighthouse Beach.
And Wilson, you have Lighthouse and Wilson, right?
yes, sir. I'd rather keep Wilson because it's just 2 blocks from me.
Okay, so Lighthouse Beach would also be a park that would be available.
There's actually.
Lighthouse Beach, if that makes
Or
it.
Karen.
Well,
Sure.
but we also have to give him one
Oh,
and then
Nicholas.
So y'all are, what you guys called, that's probably good.
Unless they want to switch.
Lighthouse.
Okay,
So you want like
Okay.
that instead of butterfly.
so then we got Butterfly, then we got Faye Sterling, and then we've got,
Don't matter to me. My mom lives in Brook
There.
Hollow Estates.
I know she lives right down the street from.
Yes, so.
Okay, we'll make that decision when we come to the item,
Five.
item 5. We'll make the decisions at that point about who wants what. Okay,
Tracy.
I
what
just
do you
wanted
do?
to
I'm
let y'all
sorry.
know what's available so you can think about it until we get to item 5.
I live on Colorado Street
Oh, right.
by the Episcopal Church, by the wave.
Just curious.
All right, any public statements at this point?
Michael's.
Michael's on an agenda.
Right, I know he's
Oh,
on the
no, I
agenda.
didn't see that. Sorry. Oh, yeah.
All righty. If that's done, we'll move on to the next meeting agenda item. And that is to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held July the 19th, 2023. And the only folks that can vote on this are the ones that were present at that meeting, which does not include me.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, and we're.
No, and then, yeah, all of them, we just, they're all present.
Yeah.
All present can vote on it?
Yeah, on the eye, yeah,
Okay.
because they're here.
Yeah.
But they weren't at the last meeting so they can't attest to the,
They're attesting to the motion.
okay. All right, all in favor? Anybody opposed? Next item on the agenda is number 3, receive Parks and Recreation Operations and Maintenance Report. Director of Public Works. Wayne?
Excuse me. I'd like to point out that 3 and 4 are the same items.
Okay.
One of them is supposed to be an update, one of them is supposed to be, that's my mistake. So the other one is, number 4 is correct, this one is an update from you, a report from you. Usually we have 2 different ones. So this is just an update from Public Works. director. The other one is the actual report.
Once an update, once a report.
You mean the status of the parks?
No, it says review parks and recreation and maintenance report. Where it's supposed to say update instead of report.
So Lynn, on number 3, just go ahead and give a update on like you normally do, and then they can review the actual report that the operations report that they that Blair gave me. It's attached on number 4.
Okay, that's so. Number 4 isn't an update from me. Number 4 is the playground inspections.
Correct. Number 3 is incorrect. That's an update from you. It should be. So go ahead and do it on number 3.
Okay. Anyhow. It's business as usual. Although we haven't had any rain, so. Parks are dry, very, very dry. We did. Break ground on the new volleyball court at City Park. As soon as Eddie gets back from vacation, they will finish up the poles for the net, and that one will be complete, and then they will do the same thing at Lighthouse Beach to repair that volleyball court.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I clapped all over the place when it was on the Facebook. I've been wanting that done.
Aside from that, there is really nothing to report on this item, where there's some stuff further on the agenda that I'll touch on, but as far as this item goes, that's where we're at.
All righty. Okay. All right, with that, we'll move on to item 4, which is the received recreation and operations maintenance report
Telling Mary Lou she could roll down, scroll.
from the Director of
Yes.
Public
So
Works.
Yes, the number 4 is an actual list, and you have it attached on there. It's a list of all the different parks, and basically the Parks Department goes through and they inspect, and I guess Wayne can fill y'all in on it.
Those are weekly, right?
Yes, we do weekly playscape inspections, not park inspections. They're the playscapes, because when I came on in 2019, I came on full-time in 2019. I'd realized that we did not have a record of safety inspections for our playscapes, and some of them were in bad shape. So now we do a weekly playground inspection, and it's documented, and you guys get those reports for the meetings every month. And it helps us to keep all the playscapes safe and in good repair.
Is there anything else to point out? All right, item 5, receive update on parks assignments from the Parks Board members. I don't know who started last time. Was it Mark or was it Bill?
Let's do Bill, since he's the only one and only. in this side.
I think it was.
Go ahead, Bill.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
There's yeah, Atlas Parks looks real good. The new equipment's great. I really, the new swings, unfortunately, it's been too hot for too many people to use it. The swings are good. Bathrooms are in good shape this morning too. And it is dry as a bone, but that's the whole town. So nothing to report. Looks good.
On City Park, I noticed that they were working on that. I really do like that a lot. I wanted to make sure. Be another cat litter box, right? Thank you. And then the other thing is too, is y'all are working, I guess, on the parking lot? Is that what it is?
No, that's my new lift station that was installed.
Uh-huh. So they just,
They're finishing that up. They have, they gotta pour the concrete. And then redo the sidewalks that was torn out, and the second parking lot entrance has to be redone, and then they'll fence it in my lift station, and then that'll all be complete. If you notice, that old lift station that was the big eyesore
Yeah.
is gone.
yes, I was gonna say that. That's why I thought y'all were doing the parking lot and the slab and all that.
It's all clean over there now. Which,
It's gonna look very nice. On Butterfly Park, you have a palm tree out there next to the fence. It's really dead, dead, dead. Have you seen it?
Mhm.
What are your plans on that?
We're gonna remove it when we redo the fence.
When you what,
Do the
fence?
fence.
Okay, are we gonna re-fence after the survey?
That's what I'm waiting on, all of that to come in and
Okay. And I knew we were doing that on the exercise equipment, but I didn't know about the palm tree. You were gonna wait on the fence. Was that on the wish list? Oh, that's something else, y'all, as we get, well, I'll tell you later then. So I was just wondering about,
the issue is we remove it, we're gonna damage the fence. So I don't want to remove it until it's time to redo the fence. That way, if the fence is down, we can remove the tree. And then regrade the area,
and do our,
fence up.
that's the plan. Okay. Other than that, I mean, everything's dry and cracked and. Thank you.
I can do
I know.
at the weather. Wish I could.
So just sprinkler systems anyways.
Okay. I have first Claret. I just took a drive by a few minutes ago. And as Wayne pointed out, everything is so dry, there's not really much in the way of mowing that needs to be done, but I did notice that things needed to be kind of just touched up a little bit, maybe a little bit of weed eating, because there are still weeds growing. And no need to spend a lot of time anywhere, obviously, but just a little touch up maybe.
Yeah, they've used the time they've not spent mowing to work on some of these pet projects I have for them, like the volleyball court. And some of the minor landscaping is slipped through, like, we got some tall weeds grow whether it's dry or wet. They're working on that this week. They're currently down at Lighthouse Beach trimming all that up.
Okay. The other park that I have is Bayfront. I've been down there a number of times over the last few weeks because maybe not everybody in the room knows about it, but we just ended up, even though the Parks Board doesn't have anything to do with the organization of it, Bayfront is used for a concert series every Saturday night, normally starting right after July 4th, and then continuing up till about a couple of weeks before Flip Flop. And that concert series this year was overall very well attended, and a couple of them were really huge turnouts, because one of them was the Zydeco thing, which is type of Creole music, and that brought in a lot of people from outside.
Yeah, that one was packed.
And then there was maybe the week after that, I think, or the week after that, I'm not sure, but 2 weeks after that. But there was one of the local bands that has a pretty big following that drew out a lot of people. But all of them were very well attended this year, despite the hot weather. So that was definitely, I'd consider a success, and there's an events group for the city of Port Lavaca that puts all that together. And
also there was that fishing tournament that brought them in, and then they did that thing.
yeah, they had Hardhead tournament down there too, which is not part of the concert series, but it happened to fall on the same day as one of the concerts. So that was, from what I understand, they had right at 250 kids participate in that. They almost ran, they provide the kids with a backpack with, I think, some school supplies and stuff like that in it. And they had 250 backpacks, and they had a few extras left over from the prior year. And I think they just almost ran out of backpacks.
Wow.
And so that was also very well attended. As I mentioned, Flip Flop is coming up, and that'll be Saturday, September the 2nd. And I think that doesn't necessarily end the activities for that park, but that's the last big one of the season. And So anyway, I generally try to pop in on these concerts and other events that may not have anything to do with the Parks Board directly, but they're being done in our parks. So I try to drop in if I can, and which is, I think I've only missed one. But yeah, I would encourage board members to pop in and just at least kind of walk around and make your presence known or be seen or whatever. I think it's good that we support our events people and the use of our parks. I also, since we don't have an assignment for the Faybauer, I drove by it, and I'd say the same thing with Faybauer. It looks like it could just use a little bit of touch up. It otherwise looks good, and that park surprisingly gets used more than one might think. They actually were supposed to have an event out there tomorrow evening, but I'm not sure that it's going to actually happen because it's so blasted hot right now. It's kind of hard to get people to turn out, at 5 o'clock in the evening with this extremely hot weather. So they may postpone until the next month to do the event that they have about once a month out there. So, all righty, Bill.
Wilson Park, no issues really. I mean, just same everything. That's major. And Lighthouse Beach, that looks pretty good. I mean, some minor stuff like the water fountain by the restrooms missing a handle. And some of the signs could be touched up. The volleyball net on the beach has kind of been, but you're right there on the water. Eventually be replaced. But both parks, I mean, that's a major. I mean, they look pretty good.
I hear we're still looking for a manager out there. He decided not to leave because
He left.
he did. So did we get a new one?
Mhm.
Who did we get?
My utility superintendent's wife,
And she doesn't have a name?
Jennifer
Jennifer
Roy.
Roy, Jennifer Roy, okay. As I ran into him, well, I think I ran into Michael and him at the same time, and he told me he was leaving on the 11th. So, like, okay. The only other thing I wanted to say, I noticed that on 2 parks that you have some trash cans that are animal shaped, kind of sort of. That is such a cute idea to get the kids to go over there and drop off the trash, because normally they're the ones that drop everything, to go play. They don't, not that those were really cute.
There's 4 of them.
Is there? I've seen 2. Where are the other 2?
There's one at the Lighthouse Beach Splash Pad,
I guess I didn't see that one.
one at the Bayfront Splash Pad,
Bayfront.
George Adams, and one at City Park.
I didn't see it at George Adams, but I haven't. No, I went by there when I went to the cemetery. No, I didn't see that one.
And then I put 2 recycled trash cans at the piers,
At the pier? Good for you.
each one.
Good for you. I liked them. I thought they were cute. I noticed them right off. It's like, well, at least at the lighthouse, at the Bayfront and my park, City Park, I call it my park. That's where I played. Okay, that's right. That was where I learned how to play chess and all. But anyway, I noticed it right off. I said, oh, how cute. They're just trash cans with they're covered, they're like animals, like, go ahead.
They're themed trash cans to try and try and get children interested in picking up litter.
Like feeding them, like you're feeding the animals. I thought that was too cute.
Okay, since we're backing up a little bit, the splash pad at Bayfront, I thought there were some features out there. Is it still in service?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought there were active features there.
No.
Ever?
Never been features at that one.
The only drawback there are the sticker burrs,
Yes.
those vicious ones. I wish there was some kind of poison to get rid of the vicious stickers.
Unfortunately, in this dry weather, clover takes over and there is nothing you can do about it. And that's where it comes from.
It can be controlled. It's difficult because what you have to do is 2 things. One of them is you have to use a broadleaf weed killer before they come to bloom and make the actual burrs. And then you actually, typically, they have these things that you can drag around. It could even be a tow sack, and you sweep up the burrs as best you can and try to. Over time, you can control it, but it's not easy, I can tell you.
And we ain't
That's
got
why
the
I'm in my yard,
And we don't have the manpower.
right?
So that's three.
Just around the splash pad, you know, the kids are always barefooted.
Right.
And
I
you,
understand.
I have plans to put in an actual sidewalk going to the splash pad. That'll reduce barefoot traffic out in the grass.
Okay. And when we think about projects, if there's a way for the splash pad at Bayfront to maybe do a little renovation on it to have some kind of features there, that would be great,
I
but
looked into that. It costs more to add features than it does to have a brand new one put in.
it costs more than what?
Or to add features than it does to have a brand new one put in.
Really? That's interesting. All righty. At this point, we've had a few minutes to think about parks assignments, so let's just, I'm gonna start with Olga. You have Butterfly as your extra park. So let's get one person to agree to take Butterfly.
I'll take that one and the one in Brook Hollow.
Oh,
I'll do both of them for now.
well, the thing is, we'd like to spread it around.
That one is the one in Brook Hollow. Oh, Brook
That's Brook
Hollow
Hollow
Estates.
No, you want Claret.
Yes.
So one or the other at the moment, unless we don't get any other volunteers, okay? Which one you would rather
I'd
have?
rather have Brook Hollow.
Okay, Brook Hollow,
Oh, Claret.
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 no, Claret's not in Brook Hollow.
It's right,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, yeah.
Technically,
Closest one by the nursing home, yeah.
technically LaSalle's Landing and Claret Crossing.
so Kevin's gonna have Claret. That was my part. Now Butterfly, will anybody take Butterfly in Brook Hollow Estates?
I could, but it seems like Lighthouse would be a bigger project.
It is a bigger one. And you have certain things that go out there too, so. If you want, that would be a good one though, but it's always busy though, because of the water coming in and the walkway and stuff, so you're good on that one. It's okay, I can do both, nobody takes it, so.
No, I want to take it Lighthouse.
She wants
All
Lighthouse.
right,
you want my house?
Dina wants Lighthouse.
But I live right down the street from Butterfly, so it's like, you know,
There's really not much on that one anyway.
I know.
Right now, I just want to do a lot of wish lists on that. That's what I was gonna tell y'all after a while. If y'all see anything that y'all, once y'all get y'all sparks, and if y'all see anything, I believe we're working on the budget now for the wish list. Is that right? Rachel or Wayne, one of y'all?
Yeah. It's all been submitted. We have a workshop Monday to approve everything.
Oh, we have a workshop Monday?
Okay. Faye Bauer,
What am I looking for? Things that you can do.
That was my question.
Yeah,
Let her finish. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's small, yeah.
does anybody want Faye Bauer?
Well, okay, so I have a couple of questions. I don't know where all these parks are. Is there a map? And so, but Mark is telling me that this one phase
It's right next
is
to you.
Faye Bauer,
by my
It's
house.
right by Main, yeah,
it's on
Right there on-
Main Street.
Main Street Theater and.
Oh, the little open area used to be the Regan
Yeah,
Yes.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's around the corner from my house.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know or care or whatever. What is it that we would supposed to be doing as this is our park or
Okay.
what?
What we do is prior to a Parks Board meeting, you know, in the few days before, we either drive around or walk through or whatever, Olga's probably, I'm gonna say, the best of us about doing this. She'll go and check restrooms and make sure everything's working good.
Lights at night.
I don't go to that much trouble. I do a drive-through and see generally how things look and whether something is out of place. It just depends on the parks and how much you want to put into it. But we are extra eyes for the city to just kind of take a look at the parks and see what conditions they're in.
Okay,
Because as I mentioned earlier, a lot of times the city people will see things every day and they kind of get used to what they're seeing.
Right.
And we're just like, call us fresh eyes typically.
right. So we just check on them and report.
Sometimes we can be
Okay.
nitpickers, I would say, right?
Okay. And so that one you're saying over there by that's that one where they've had some weddings. They had a deal few weeks ago with making fun of the firemen or something, or they were telling jokes or
Comedy show.
what was that?
It was a comedy show.
Yeah, we were down there and it was neat.
That's-
Yeah, I mean, if
That's.
it makes me no difference, if that makes sense, you want me to do it, I'll do that one.
And y'all can go as little as one time before the meeting or regularly, whatever, there's
Okay.
notification to
Nothing-
the amount of times.
Yeah.
And what's it called? Faye Sterling Park?
They started-
Faye Bauer Sterling?
Is that okay with you, Mary Lou?
Sure.
And I don't care if he,
No, that's a good one.
So you're,
yeah, it's right there. It's, I don't care.
Walk through with Olga too.
Okay, so
I want to go with her. I'll see what she's looking for.
I just, basically, this is what I do. I do get off. I love to see it and everything. It's because the guys are busy all the time, you know?
I know.
So it looks like they haven't mowed in a couple of weeks, and that's another thing too, I guess y'all need to know as well. We have contracts out for some of our parks to mow, so like mine, City Park, it's under contract. I believe Wilson Park is too, is it not? No, not Wilson, who's the other one?
George Adams.
George Adams. Those are under contract, so I look to see this grass, I see for a lot of ant piles, because the kids are out there playing and they're not paying attention, especially like around the seascape and stuff like that. The playground areas, there's always ants out there. And so I look for that, but apparently, or it appears that we are going to get a chemical person, right, to take care of our ant piles.
Oh, we have been.
Yeah, see, so we get that kind of stuff. And
If something needs painting.
Yeah.
Or.
at Butterfly Park, somebody or something, I don't want to say somebody, something keeps going through that gate. There's a ditch in the back. And I don't know if it's a hog or a person or what is going through there, but the gate keeps breaking or unlocked. So I don't wait to a Parks Board meeting. I call Dwayne and I said, hey, that gate's open. I hate for one kid thinks curious. They're just, they're just that way. They're gonna go look. So I call over there and let them know even before the meeting sometimes, just how critical it is. But I just basically look at the park. I have grandchildren, they like to play.
Yeah.
If there's anything dangerous, I can let them know. Butterfly also, the adult equipment is pretty rusty. I don't want nobody getting cut or nothing out there. It's over there, like when you go into Bricolo Estates, if you follow El Camino Real, just follow it all the way. And yes, it's a
Okay.
little pocket park.
At this point, Butterfly is still open, and that's probably out of your way to go over to Butterfly and Apollo Estates. We can leave that open until the next meeting.
Because we don't know unless y'all know where Nicholas lives, do y'all know? I don't either. If
So-
not, it's no big deal, because like I said, I go with my grandchildren and my son lives out there, so I'm always out there.
So at the moment, you're gonna retain Butterfly as well as City Park. And we'll open that up next time for our 9th board member in case they want it.
Not an issue. But right now, there's also a survey going on in the Butterfly Park, so.
we have a night agenda item on that one.
Oh, we do? Oh, yes, we do. I'm sorry.
And also, just so y'all know, basically another thing that our interim city manager is doing we haven't been able to, we've had lack of forums, but take a visit to the different parks and as a board and visit and look. And the next park that we're going to go to in September, that's the plan, Wilson Park. And so that's the goal, to kind of go around and that way too, because like she said, some of us don't know where all the parks are at, so that way you can kind of look and get familiar and know what we're talking about when we.
we kind of, as a whole board, try to go out and visit the parks at least once a year. And as she mentioned, one of the things that we'll do is with all of us out there, we can kind of see what the overall condition of the parks are. We maybe brainstorm ideas for future projects at those parks and improvements. And so we found that by going out to the parks and looking at them physically, we can see things and discuss things on site. Since it's a workshop, we can't actually take actions, but it gets our minds thinking about future projects and that sort of thing. And that helps for budgeting and so forth. So.
But another thing I wanted to mention, just because you're assigned a park doesn't mean you can't bring ideas to another park,
That's true.
I mean, we're a park board, so all the parks are ours.
Yes.
Just because that one's assigned to you doesn't mean, well, I think I would like to do something at Wilson Park, just because it's not assigned to me, I'm not gonna say nothing. No, say it. That's what's the whole idea of the board, We're all
Okay.
board members.
And when was that one for Wilson going to take place?
At the next council, I think we talked about doing it in September at the next board.
At this meeting?
So, yeah, what we do is
Start and then
we
leave.
have a meeting first and we adjourn to the other park and have a
Gotcha.
workshop.
Okay.
Whatever that, or to the park site. So, yeah, it'll follow the next regular meeting. And on those meetings, I try to expedite the pace of the regular meeting so we can get out there, and because there are people that are here and maybe have to get back to work or something like that. And so I try to expedite the schedule as much as I can.
Got to.
Well,
I know them.
App of the, is somewhere that's got all of them?
No,
Oh,
we don't have one already basically established. I can look and see. I mean, we.
everybody knows except me, huh? Like, okay.
Unless you-
Gloria for her.
Yeah, tell Gloria knows, she knows.
Gloria knows.
There is not.
Right, I didn't think so.
Okay. All right. With that settled for the moment, moving on. Item 6, receive financial status report of the Parks Recreation Department. Is there any highlights you want to bring out?
That I do not have anything until after Monday's council workshop.
I noticed it said after April, so we don't have nothing for May, June, and July, or am I looking at my wrong? Mine says April the 30th.
I think she ran the report from April the 30th to
Anyhow, everything is the same as it was last month. We're only spend what we have to spend. That's just your daily expenditures for necessary maintenance items.
Just so everybody knows, if I remember correctly, the fiscal year for the city starts October 1st.
October 1
Okay.
through September 30.
Goes from October 1st to September 30th. So budgets that are in place are pretty well done at the end of September, and the new budget takes over. Now, one of the things that the city and the way it's structured has an advantage over a lot of businesses when it comes to the capital improvement projects. In most businesses, it's either use it or lose it. And on any particular budget year, the city has the ability to carry over funds from year to year. So that's been an advantage in a lot of respects. So we don't lose anything from the prior year's budget. And it also allows us in some years in the past, we've actually purposely put off some projects in one year so we would have a lot bigger budget available for the second year to do bigger projects in a given year.
And I just need to add to that a bit because you jumped over quite a lot of that. The only budget fund with the city that has that ability is the Parks Fund because it is evergreen. By charter, anything that's in it has to stay in it.
Well, the I can see where it would be different because the Parks Fund is a certain percentage of the city tax revenue. And that's just a fixed number. The city can add to that out of the general funds, but they can't take away from that amount. Okay, that is by statute, city statute ordinance and charter. And so the parks, we are obligated to use a certain percent of the city tax structure for our parks. I don't remember what that number is, but it's a pretty hefty number. It's something like 30% or something. It's a pretty big number. I don't remember exactly.
That's information from finance department. I don't have that.
Yeah.
I don't declare where it comes from.
Right.
But we also apply for a lot of grants. We get a lot of
money.
grants.
Now, those will have stipulations that you got to spend by a certain time too, most of them.
And have money already saved.
We've,
That's what we saved too, so.
We've lost some funds that we had allocated from a grant because many years ago, we had a city manager that never actually followed through in getting the money when it was actually approved by Texas Parks and Wildlife. And so we lost out on that and we spent money on a project out of the city's budget that we could have had Parks and Wildlife money. So, but that was, it was probably an oversight more than anything, but it's just one of those things you have to follow through when you go for the grants. A lot of times constraints and you have to follow through in getting the actual money transferred. So
But to continue and complete that, what I will say for the Parks Department capital improvement budget, we have the water slide for the swimming pool and the restroom for the skate park. On the
So
agenda.
we're gonna go over there, you guys, because we got that new skate park. Have y'all been out there? Y'all need to go check it out. I like it.
now, is that all on the budget stuff?
Well, I have one quick question. Budget also includes paying the staff, the people that
Yes.
work with you. Is that 5, 10, 2? How many people are on there?
I have 5 in my Parks Department,
5. Okay.
1 superintendent and 4 workers. So please, for the new members, when you're doing your criticisms of the park, understand that I've only got 4 people to go out there and work every day.
Right. I was curious, but yeah, what that was. Okay.
That helps to manage expectations.
Yeah,
Right.
yes, it does.
I understand that. I run a full-blown lumberyard with 3 people.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always thanking them. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I have 2 employees at the Bower. I pull those to work with the Parks Department when we're full blown through the summer and we don't have.
Well, I got Sherry, but I classify her as semi-retired. I try to stuff off her as possible. I've got 1 part-time guy, so it's literally me and 2 others that, and I don't miss deadlines. So I feel you on that one.
Now,
6 other employees, so.
the next item, item 7, receive status report of the mural project at Lighthouse Beach.
Couple things before I turn it over to Michael. Great job, by the way. I love it. So Jody wanted me to remind everybody. Where'd it go? She just sent us the email too. The ribbon cutting, which I can't seem to find my email now.
Be a week from tomorrow.
What is it?
I think it's a week from tomorrow, isn't it, Wayne?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the email from Jody.
I just need a date and time.
I know it's 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Good, it's
I
not
thought
hard.
it was this Thursday.
Well, it was going to be,
Tomorrow?
but there's a conflict, I think.
Tomorrow?
I think it's been postponed. Wayne,
But the email I got from her yesterday says 9 a.m. on Thursday.
of this Thursday, let me do some checking because
I won't be there. When Mr. Weaver gets buried.
Jody's
Oh,
brother-in-law has passed away, and his funeral would be is like after the time that ribbon cutting, and what I understand is there was a consensus that it's probably better to do the ribbon cutting maybe next Thursday, but let me double check.
I was gonna say, have they told you anything?
Yes, I think I can interject. I was talking with Joey yesterday, and pretty much from what we figured out is that actually next Thursday, there's a chance for rain. For the first
Great.
time in forever.
what?
And so, yeah.
Yeah, right.
That wishful thinking or?
That's legit, that's legit.
We actually have a
Couple of-
potential storm in the Gulf.
Yes, I want one. Oh my God. I don't want to hear anything. I just want a storm. Oh my God.
I kind of want a hurricane.
Bite your tongue.
So material.
I live on the bay. We don't need no rain for 30 minutes or so and then steam. I want it for 2 or 3 days.
But as far as me and Joey, last figure, yes, it'll be tomorrow.
So it is tomorrow?
Yes, that's where we left off.
I'm not kidding.
Okay,
We'll send out information if it changes.
I'm texting the contact at the chamber to see what they think. I'll let y'all know in a minute.
And this is ribbon cutting
This right here.
So
Ribbon cutting is tomorrow at 9 a.m. for sure.
for the mural.
It's for the mural at Lighthouse Beach on the restroom wall.
it's on the pier. It's that restroom right there.
Yeah.
Just walk.
Okay.
Okay, 9 a.m.
On the south wall of the restaurant space.
Okay,
Anyhow, that's all I had to add.
now, Michael, you want to speak up here?
With my podium. Okay, I guess status report is done. It is completed. The project has been fully completed as of maybe sometime, I think, last week, 2 weeks ago. And I guess if I got y'all's attention now, I'm kind of eager to look forward to what the next potential project could be.
You did a great job too. I think you did an awesome job. I totally love Waldo. That, I don't know where that came from, because I was that on the original one? But
Oh, there was plenty of stuff that was not.
Yeah, there's there at the end. I saw that.
I was like,
Plenty of.
for people to do it to the kids, you know, like, hey, find Waldo.
Oh, yeah. No, that thing is rife with Easter eggs.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh, okay.
Here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple of things different on that as to the original draft as well. Like for instance, on the sea,
I had all those birds on that sea, man.
I became a bird watcher between last time and now, so there we are.
All of that?
Okay, there's your C, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
The birds. That was a lot of detail on that.
That one letter took me about a month, but I figured, I will make it as good as I possibly can.
Pretty good penmanship too.
Trash cans.
Well, I don't know. At first I had to figure out what he put down when he said Mikey, and he said Nike.
Well, that's what everybody calls it.
And then I saw the 3 little crosses. I thought that was a nice touch too by your signature. Autograph there.
That's the only reason I can do this. And if you check out the birds, I got 2 doves, they got olive branches and a cross between them as well.
Oh, I didn't check
That's
that
what,
out.
there's Easter eggs all through this.
There's Easter eggs out there.
Like, Easter eggs, you hide them and you're
Yeah.
supposed to go find them.
Right.
That's the same principle here. Like there's all sorts of little jokes here, like those 2 birds.
Uh-huh.
If you know what they sound like, that's a little joke for y'all. If you know what they sound like.
Okay, one of them sound like a rattle.
Yes, the kingfisher, and then the willet, if you hear them, they laugh. Like they really do make a laughing sound. That's really funny to hear.
Oh, wow.
I got a grackle feeding a seagull Cheetos, but that's not picture.
Which one is that?
That's on the sea. Jody might not have got pictures of that. The redfish has a, there's a Russell Kane reference.
When I saw that, I was like, yeah, what a nice touch. I wouldn't put it up at the picnic table, but hey. There.
I had to hide him.
Okay, so all those pictures are where it says Port Lavaca.
Uh-huh.
I have some close-up pictures on my phone if y'all would like me to send them right now to anyone, but I don't know if that'd be too much of a hassle.
I mean, you can send them to me and I can send it to them.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, just so we're gonna be out there tomorrow.
Okay.
You can still send them to me and I can send it. to
Okay.
them.
Go with you
That's
after.
not a hassle.
Okay.
Did we go to that tomorrow?
Anybody that can, would appreciate it if you can show up for the ribbon cutting at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I haven't actually put eyes on it myself, and I'll be looking forward to seeing it.
I liked it.
I hope the rest of you get.
Definitely gonna check it out today. we've got something in the morning, but I'm gonna go look at it. It's neat.
Okay.
So I guess while I got you guys here and I'm here, squeaky wheel gets the grease. How soon would you guys be interested in talking about figuring out another project?
I think that would depend on Jody and
Yeah,
see what Jody would say.
there's quite a.
So Squeaky will talk to Miss Weaver.
Yeah, talk to Jody and then whatever she will let us know, and we'll put it on the agenda for another Parks Board.
Yeah,
We have some things coming up, but we've not decided how we want to approach it yet. So
just so you know, Michael.
Yes, sir.
There's a good possibility that we're gonna open this up for other local artists to participate, so.
Okay.
But obviously, we're gonna have to kind of think through that a little bit more, okay?
Yes, sir.
But just want you to know that,
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't figure this would be exclusive to me, but I would not want it to be exclusive to me. But definitely, I'd like to say that I'll certainly prove myself, and I would definitely like to have as many opportunities as I can to come and try and help paint the city, because
okay,
even if there's a couple others, you're gonna need all hands on deck. There's a lot of Port Lavaca.
well, just looking at the photos here, I have to say that the sketches that you rendered for us, they don't do justice to the final product, because the final product looks to be a lot better than the sketches. And I realize that part of that may have been due to the fact that you were trying to sketch it on an 8.5 by 11.
Right.
And you couldn't get a lot of this on there, but then I know that probably that artistic license took over and it expanded from what you originally planned to. So I understand that. So, but the final product, I'm looking forward to seeing it, because it's definitely more impressive than the sketches.
The whole purpose of the sketch was just to be a quick draft. It makes no sense to spend 30 hours on a project just to be able to look at whether or not you would even approve it being in the air.
Very good.
So this is where I was able to actually, this is why it took me so long, was because I wanted to give y'all my best shake, so that way y'all could just see exactly what I'm capable of. And so that way, definitely, I wouldn't want this opportunity to be exclusive to me, but I would certainly do my best to try to be y'all's first call.
Okay, thank you.
And how long did it take, you said?
200 hours,
I just.
5 months, 200 hours over 5 months.
Wow.
But a lot of it in his defense had to do with the weather as well.
Weather, okay, listen, I want to give you, I got you here. For the first couple of months, I didn't have a vehicle that was reliable. My grandmother passed away about a month ago. I've had my fair share of hiccups, but the good Lord saw it to fruition. Here it is. And I would definitely love to, y'all are gonna hear from me again, because until there's another artist in here with me, as far as I'm concerned, I pretty much got this burden on my shoulders right now. So not really like it's a burden, but this obligation to help make this town brighter. I'm willing to take sole proprietorship right now, just to try to help get it out there and inspire more people to come out and paint our lovely little beach town.
Well, it looks like a great job.
Started.
And sorry for your loss.
It's okay. The good Lord has her now, so we're all good.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you.
See you out there tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good.
And real quick, thank y'all with all my heart.
Sure.
Let me get it home. God bless you.
The last item on the agenda is review survey results for Butterfly Park in Brookhola Estates. Anything, what's the report on that?
You actually have the actual survey summary on your packet, so you guys can look at that. Wayne, do you have anything to fill on this, or does Jody? Is she the one that kind of see?
yeah, I thought Sarah was going to be here to explain the results because
Let me see if she's there.
Saw her leave, but I haven't seen her come back.
Just.
Yeah, works.
Yes, any part, not just yours. That's what I was trying to say. You don't have to just. Any part.
But it takes money.
Manpower.
I will say that the survey matches the phone calls my office gets.
She's not there.
I'm sorry, what does that mean? Survey matches phone calls? What, I don't understand.
Well, before the survey went out, I got continuous phone calls from the Brook Hollow Estates neighborhood that they wanted a bike lane and sidewalk down Smith Road. The exercise equipment at Butterfly Park needed to come out because nobody uses it. They want the fence repaired at Butterfly Park, but they do not want an open fence because it takes away the privacy of the property owners along the boat canal, which is their property, not ours. So, and it is what it is.
And the survey, how did it, who did it go to? The neighborhood people there?
Yeah, went to all the neighborhood, everybody in the Brook Hollow Estates neighborhood,
Oh, okay.
both sides of Smith Road.
Whatever, there's butterfly or whatever. Is that solely for the residents in that area or anybody can?
And anybody can go over there, but it's a pocket park designated to that neighborhood.
Got to think mostly people there would use it.
That's what I was gonna say. I think most mainly though, they use it is them.
But it's not exclusive to.
Well, none of these are.
None of
Right.
We couldn't exactly make a park in a neighborhood exclusive to that neighborhood because it's funded by
The city.
everybody, not just that neighborhood. But there's, and obviously this is just for review to come up with ideas on what we want to do moving forward, but this is voice from the citizens of what they want to see in that neighborhood. So
So basically, when you were saying about the telephone calls and these are the people that were calling you are the ones that did the survey.
pretty much,
And they're the ones that are using it
yeah.
for the most part. Yeah. You think.
Okay, well, I think just in glancing through these results, I don't see anything that's super surprising about it.
No, and
So,
as I said, I expected this to come in because those are the phone calls I've received.
Yeah.
You know, my mother and father-in-law live in that neighborhood and you know,
obviously, the advantage of doing something like that is we have a better feel for what the actual residents of that area
yes,
seem to prefer. It's just a shame that, for example, there is a relative minority that seem to be, it's only a total of about 15 people, but out of roughly 50 something or 60 something that seem to want to have something to do with the fitness stuff. But we're probably not going to be able to accommodate everybody. That's just the fact of life.
Now, the path that say this, you have a survey, then what happens? Does anybody know how that works or?
then we come up with ideas and plans on what to do.
It-
Like for the fitness, the exercise stuff. As I mentioned, my in-laws live over there, so I'm always over there. And in the many years I've been here, I've never seen them used.
Never. Never
Sure.
seen that fitness equipment used.
So
But more play equipment would be great because if
But-
you have more than 2 kids, there are only 2 swings in that park.
what I've have been told that they wanted was another playscape, more swings, and a climbing feature. Kids love the rock climbing features. I mean, we got one at Wilson Field and the kids use it a lot. So, and this gives us an opportunity moving forward to come up with ideas and look at what we can do there to improve the amenities for the neighborhood.
Just to fill you in a little bit, Tracy, if you look down at Bayfront if you would have taken a picture of that 20 years ago and compare it to now,
Right.
Bayfront has really developed a lot.
Oh.
And we spent a lot of time with the public getting input for things that they'd like to see down at that park.
Okay.
We had workshops and so forth over the years, and these workshops started about probably at least 5 years ago or more. And so we that led to a lot of the development of Bayfront because it was public input to us to help guide us in where we'd like to see our parks budget spent. Now, one of the things that I would like to point out to the new members, the Recreation and Parks Board is an advisory board to the city. We have absolutely zero amount of power. But we do have influence with the council because typically most of the things that we would support, they will vote positively with the board. I don't offhand know of any exceptions where they've gone against the board, but they're not obligated to follow the board's recommendations. So a lot of times, if you you'll notice that a lot of times when we make a motion to do something, it'll be a motion to recommend to council that we approve such and such, or that they approve such and such. So council is the power structure.
Okay.
We're an advisory board.
Okay.
But we do have, I would say, influence in the process because a lot of the board members, I know at least in the past, and I'm sure it's true today, they like for us to have a good feel for what needs to be done. So they don't have to spend all that amount of time doing the homework. Okay. And so just be aware that we don't have any power, but we have influence. Okay.
And staff will bring all information you need for you to make the strong advisory committee so that you won't have that confluence with council.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt and go back, but Mondays is your budget meeting already?
Yes.
Are you going to take in consideration the survey?
This is just a workshop.
Oh, it's a workshop.
It's a workshop for our capital improvement.
Okay,
The survey has nothing to do with budgeting at this point.
okay.
Because we've already laid out everything for this coming fiscal year.
So we'd have to do anything, if we were going to do any improvements on Butterfly Park, it'll be next year?
We've got some stuff slated for it, just don't know if we have the money.
Okay.
I won't know until after Monday's meeting.
I mean, I'd hate to fight something that I don't really think we should, because like the second item on the survey here, I mean, it looks like they're opposing everything and replacing it. So I feel like if we're gonna do something within the next year, we need to think about what we can replace already. And that stuff's not cheap.
Yeah, and you're not gonna get it right away anyway. I mean, it takes a year and a half to plan those things to begin with. And for example, the last playscape we put in was just a replacement to repair the playscape from Harvey damage. It took almost a year and a half just to get the designs and move forward and the construction and everything done. So we've got plenty of time. So as far as the survey, it gives us a starting point for not this coming fiscal year, but the following fiscal year's budgeting to decide what we want to do.
One thing I'd like to see out there, and I don't want to stress it enough, is that all that rust needs to come out of there. If we can't replace it, I think we should at least take it out of there. So you put that in there for beforehand, just gone, make it gone. Because there's too much rust. Have y'all, I mean, you live out there, you seen all that rust on that equipment? I mean, somebody could seriously get hurt. Not everybody's up to date on their shots.
I was thinking about the fence issue as well. You know, you kept mentioning the gate was open. Well, is that curious kids wanting to see the canal? And would that open the view up if the fence was hurricane instead of wood?
And it's,
And I understand them wanting privacy, but they live on a canal. I mean,
it's their canal, it's not ours.
oh, it's not, I
It's,
thought any
it is-
waterway was,
that's private property back there.
oh, we darn.
No wonder they
They
probably,
own the canal? I didn't know they could do
If
that.
it's man-made, they can.
They can't, they don't own the water, but they own the property down to the mean high tide level.
Gotcha.
Okay. So in this case, since probably the shoreline there is almost vertical, the mean high tide and the low tide and everything's about the same spot, but where you have like beach areas where the water can come up, the mean high tide is the property line.
Okay.
Okay. That's state, but they don't own the water. So anybody could actually go into the canal.
Right. And so
That's what
the
the
canal
gates-
could be visually appealing and not blocked off with a wooden fence. I'm just thinking.
The,
I'm with you. That's what I said the same thing.
but all their
Have
properties are
access.
open on the back and that's what they've protested about.
I'm sorry.
All their properties are open along the canals and that's what they're protesting about.
But none of them face the park.
The back part of the park they do. But if you were like this way,
This,
yeah,
because
this
their
way, but
their
not
back
this way.
space.
Right. Anyways,
Anyways, I just thought it'd be pretty to have.
yeah. And it needs more landscaping. That's another thing too. I like out there. That park needs, like, there's a lot of plain area. There's a lot of dead grass, but what are you gonna do with dead grass right now? You can't do nothing, but you know, like, it's on this side, but
All righty. Anything else on Butterfly?
Well, I don't have one on Butterfly, but just a quick question about staffing as far as construction projects and stuff. Is that something your guys do or your contractor group to build A, B, C, D, whatever?
On the size of the project.
Right, it varies. Okay.
and I don't need that though, Tracy, just to be honest on everything. Like, I don't know, like if you heard, like this past week, they had a grand opening out there at City Park. And that was through the United Way. So sometimes we get people like that that want to do things at the park. Like right now, Jody's wish is to do a little musical stand out there for the kids, you know, for art and theater and that kind of stuff out there for the kids. If you get a chance, go out there and it's really nice.
And where's this?
At City Park. I would-
City- okay.
yes, sir.
The Tilly.
I know it is
Park,
Tilly
which
Park.
is on Tilly.
Tilly, right,
Don't
okay.
call it City, Tilly Park.
Yeah.
It is City Park.
Oh, really? Okay.
I should call it Tilly Park because that's
Yeah, that's all I ever, I don't know.
the name, and then we would never have a city park. So that's the only reason I don't want that.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it where the sign?
Clearly say City Park.
Yeah.
Oh, they say City Park. Okay, yeah.
The sign says there.
Gotcha.
Every town calls it Tilly Park.
Oh, yeah.
All the kids know this Tilly Park.
Okay.
Meet you at Tilly Park.
May I have a motion that we adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Oh, you good, Dave?
Second,
Seconded.
who second?
He did.
Okay,
Kevin did.
all in
He got
favor?
the name Kevin.
I need to learn.
Aye.
Thank y'all for being here. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Yeah.